Welcome to the Artist Academy podcast. I'm your host, Andrea Earhart, and I am so excited that you're here to catch the weekly replay of my laid-back yet very inspiring conversations with other full-time professional artists. The purpose of this series is to show aspiring artists that it is completely possible to have a great career in the arts. And if you ever want to tune in and have your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just check out the schedule over at facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you there. This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. This week's episode features Russian artist living in California, Tova. Kate was such a joy to get to know. You know how you meet someone for the very first time and you can tell within a few minutes that they are just a genuinely good person? Well, to me, that's Kate. Her genuineness shines through in all of her answers throughout this interview, and I think we can all take away something from all of the information she shares about how she grew her art business. Frankly, I'm so impressed with any artist living on the coast because the cost of living is so much higher there than compared to the Midwest, where I'm from, but Kate is making it work and making it work well. She opens up about how she built her Instagram following and mentions that social media is how she's getting the majority of her commissions. It's so inspiring, and I know I've said this before, but I love social media because it opens up so many more possibilities, especially for artists, and I think Kate is a great example of that. Also, I just wanted to give you a heads up that the mic was a little bit scratchy in the beginning, especially in the beginning, and we tried editing it out, but couldn't get all of it. So if you absolutely can't stand the minor scratching in the background, just fast forward about halfway through the episode where it calms down quite a bit, but I couldn't let myself just throw out the interview completely due to a minor flaw, so just a heads up. But let me know what you think about this week's episode with Tova. If you would just kind of start out by introducing yourself and maybe telling our viewers and everybody a little bit about you, where you live, how you got started in the arts.
Okay, so yeah, my name is Tova. I'm a full-time artist. I currently live in San Francisco, California. And I'm from Russia and from like a really, really tiny town in the middle of nowhere. And it was like a very gray town with long winters. So like painting was always kind of a way to like escape the reality and make, the colorful compositions and things like that. So I've always been creating things and doing things. And I always wanted to be independent and hated like asking my parents for money. And even though my family didn't even have that much money. So I kind of started to like trying to figure out a way to make a living doing something, that I love. And at that time I was really into photography and painting, and actually like I started making a living by doing photography first.
Okay.
And then, shortly after I sold my first painting at like 13 years old. So like I knew, that I can make it if I want to. So I kind of outgrew my small town and I moved to Moscow And I decided to get an advertising degree instead of an art degree.
Okay, yeah.
Because I was kind of at the level, yeah, like I knew how to do art. And I went to an art school when I was little, so it was kind of like for kids.
Yeah.
So I got my advertising degree, and shortly before graduating, I met my fiance in Spain, but he's from Los Angeles originally. So it was a crazy turn.
Oh my gosh, I'm so jealous of your story. I travel quite a bit, and I was like, I'm gonna meet my husband on the road. I know it, and nope.
Well, we met online, and we were like pen pals, and it's a very long story, but like it worked out, and like we met our families in Spain. So, and then after I graduated, I moved to New Orleans, which we lived for like 4 years.
Oh, wow.
And that totally changed everything. Because, well, first, I got, to the US. I didn't have any like paintings with me, nothing. So I had to start over. And I feel like that was so good for me because like I felt this freedom of like trying new things and like experimenting and trying to find my style and things like that. So I did take some art classes, and then I started doing art full time in like 2017.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
pretty
been-
recent. Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I
It's
guess
been amazing.
I guess 2017 was still almost 3 years ago. It just feels like the
Yeah.
other day.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
What a story! That's so. I didn't know any of this. So,
Yeah.
that's so
I need
cool.
to write it down somewhere.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
So, what do you think the turning point was that took you from like hobby artist to professional artist? Where did that happen?
I think just going like full time. That's when I first I had like this part-time job at like a dog grooming salon. So like I was kind of, gradually filling it out, like I still needed some money to like start because I didn't want to just, dive in, and it was scary, and I didn't know how it's gonna go. So after I went full time, it was the best decision. And then I started growing very quick. And I mean, first, of course, it was very stressful. And like, I just like didn't know where to start. And I think, many artists have that problem.
Yeah.
It's just scary.
So true. So true. I remember that fear as well of just like, I don't even know where to start. And actually that's the reason I have this group called the Artist Academy to where I like coach aspiring artists. And so that's exactly what you just said is the reason behind it. Like there's no manual for this kind of a degree.
I know. No, I love that you're doing that. And I thought the other idea would be really cool to do that. You do like a challenge, a painting every day. It would be cool to do a challenge of like doing a different kind of like different kind of painting every day, like a different style to like try to find yourself kind of thing. Like that's kind of what I did when I was trying to, find my style, because it was like really stressful because I thought I'm never gonna find it. So
man, you have my wheels
just
turning
an
now.
idea.
Oh, no, that's great. I
Yeah.
love it. And I'm naming it in my head like find your style week or something, and like every day for 7 days you try something, and it'd be aimed at early artists, because like a lot of people, especially in the beginning, you don't know your style. Like I'm still feeling like I'm still like honing in on my style.
I think that's what artists have to do like all the time. Like otherwise you're just gonna get stuck. Like I don't want to make the same things, all my career. Like I want to grow and get better and better and better, and I don't want to, I feel like it's kind of boring when, artists just like do the same thing throughout the whole career. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That's just me.
So true. Yeah. And even just like, even for us too, like just maybe doing like ink one day, and then watercolor the next day and something like that. Ooh,
Yeah,
I
like
like
do
this.
something that even like makes you uncomfortable. Like do something that just like you enjoy the process and not necessarily like the outcome. But like you never know. You never know. That's the thing. Like you never know what
Okay.
it's gonna
I need to write this down. Yeah. Day 1, do something that
Yeah.
makes you uncomfortable. Day 2, do something that you love inside. Like,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. It's fun.
Good
It's
talk.
fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what makes up your typical work day? How many hours do you spend painting?
So that depends on the day.
Yeah.
It can be like the day where I can be painting all day through like I can wake up at like 6 and go to bed at like 12 a.m. and just paint and like forget about eating and stuff. And then some other days are, I have to be like packaging paintings and answering emails and managing orders. So like it's still, that's a lot of people, don't know that about that side of the thing that's the artists do, which,
Yeah.
they think that we just paint all the time, which would be great.
Which would be great, yes.
Yeah, so it depends. And sometimes, most of the time is just a mix of me like painting and answering emails and doing a lot of other things and walking my dog and
Exactly. Yeah. I can relate a lot. Yeah, mine's the same way. Like sometimes I'll go 2 days without painting, and I'm like, what did I do? Like, but you do emails and you do all that, and then you spend, like you said, 12 hours painting.
soon taxes. Yeah.
Yeah. Can you talk us through your painting process? Is there any methods or techniques that you've learned throughout your years of experience?
So yeah, it's I think because of this experimenting that I did a lot in New Orleans, I discovered, this style, and I'm kind of doing this new series right now, but it's mostly like first, I usually start in Photoshop right now, and like I kind of do a digital sketch, which I used to do like watercolors and like gouache or something,
Yeah.
But now it's just much easier, and like I can do it anywhere I go. And then so first, if I do the multimedia work, I would like cut the sequins and all the holographic film and like glue that. And then, the next day I kind of like block the main colors, and it can be like the opposite colors of what I'm actually going to be using at the end, just to add like this pop, I don't know, like the depth. And then, just layers and layers of like thick acrylic paint, which I love now. But I used to do a lot of oils, but now that I use like so much of it, it would just like never dry, which sometimes I ship paintings like 2 days after I finish them. So it would not work.
So what is the one thing you don't like to paint without?
I know a lot of artists probably say music, but I'm pretty easy. Like I pretty much just need like paint, and I guess I'm pretty specific with like my setup. Like I want to have everything set up the way I've always been doing it, and that's why it's kind of hard for me when I travel. Like if things are not the same, like I'm just like I can't really paint when I travel. So I like when I'm in my studio and I'm very like concentrated, and like I can be in total silence and I wouldn't even care. But I like listening to music too.
Oh wow, that's probably a really good mental sign though, that you can be in silence for so long.
It's like I just zone out, and it really doesn't matter. I can't. I wouldn't even notice that it's like I work in total silence all day.
Oh my gosh! Wow, I admire that actually. Like,
really?
Yeah. Well, my thoughts just go everywhere, and like I'll like make myself mad at my boyfriend or whatever, just in my head or something and it just goes from like, oh yeah, I forgot to do this, to I need to call my mom too.
Oh my god! Yeah.
Just like random stuff. I'm like, I need a distraction from everything that's going on. But that's awesome.
No,
You're probably
happens.
very mentally strong.
Thank you. I didn't know.
Are there any art lessons you've learned the hard way?
Um, I guess like in the beginning of my career, like I feel like artists always make a lot of mistakes. I mean, I still do, but it was, bigger. And I guess one of the bad ones was when I did a mural inside a restaurant and we didn't have a contract. So yeah, have a contract when you do big projects. So I did half of the mural, so they paid me 50%, and then I finished the mural, and they started having all the financial problems and like blah blah blah. So I didn't get paid like a 50%, even though it was a lot of work. It was like ceiling murals and wall murals. It was
Wow.
like yeah, and I was just too nice. I was, of
Yeah.
course I was mad and like. Um, I should have just, came and painted over it, but like I loved the way it turned out and I just let it go. And maybe, sometimes it's worth your time to just like let it go and like move on and, work on something else.
Yeah, but
So
at least you got that deposit up front.
yes, at least I had that.
Yes.
But yeah, now I work, with 50% deposit before I start and 50 after. But like I never had these kind of problems again. It just depends on the person.
Yeah, exactly.
So then another thing is like doing payment plans, which I wouldn't recommend doing because like you're not a bank. They have, people have credit cards.
True.
So they should just, they should figure it out ideally themselves. But I did, like a payment plan after I gave the painting to a client. So it was stressful because like the client kind of like forgot to pay for a couple months and like I have to keep track of it and like I don't have time for that too. So I guess it's okay to do it like if you have the painting at home and like they're just waiting till like they paid it in full and then they get the painting. I feel like it's better than just don't get the painting before you got paid.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
for
it was
sure.
it was kind of in a rush because I was moving, so it's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay.
For sure. Yeah. I know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I just went through my whole like yearly everything, and I actually found one where I forgot to even bill them. I was like, oh no. And so I like bill. I was like,
No.
hey, and it was no big deal, but they sent me like it was a decent sized check too. So I was like, oh, like, and it's just like it was
Yeah,
just
you have to keep track of things.
yeah.
It's hard, for an artist. We just want to like paint and not worry about like
Exactly. Yeah.
financial stuff.
Yeah, I have yet to have a year where I missed something, and it's either the client has told me, "Hey, you didn't bill me," luckily, or like I forgot or something, and it's just like, okay, 2020 is
Yeah.
gonna be my year to no mistakes.
Yeah, I
But
have like an Excel spreadsheet now with like all my current orders, past orders, the client list, and everything.
you mentioned that you were painting on the ceiling. How did that go?
My neck hurt,
Yeah.
for a week. So after, but it was a fun project. It was like this Russian themed restaurant with like these it's like this intricate patterns and like birds, and it was very like neat and cute and luxurious. I don't know. It was a very cool project, but yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't, the best. Oh my God. I swear. People.
That's pretty.
So
So yeah. Okay. So do you have a favorite past project?
So yeah, I think my favorite past project would be the solo show I did before I left New Orleans. And I was painting throughout the year. I was painting the women that like inspired me, and these like hardworking, powerful women that living in the city that I met, throughout the years of living there. So it was an amazing project for me because I met a lot of people, and I took a lot of, pictures, and I, again, like, did a lot of experimentation, and I wanted every portrait to be different. And then I've actually got a space in a very fancy mall, and they had an empty shop that was just like, I guess, some store went out of business, so it was just like, standing there, empty with, perfectly white walls and everything. It was like by Saks Fifth Avenue. And I could have the space, for the solo show, and we did everything ourselves, and it was like a very great experience, just, knowing how everything works and like how to promote a show. And it was awesome. Yeah. Right before I moved to San Francisco.
Yeah, kind of like a farewell thing. Do you have any tips for
Yeah.
promoting a show for any artists that have not done it but want to?
So Instagram has been amazing. I did that in San Francisco too, when I just got here. I didn't know anybody. I did some promotions on Instagram where you can choose, the city and promote your post only to San Francisco people. So I had just random people stopping by and, saying hi and buying prints and things like that. So it was shocking to me. And the same, in New Orleans, it was very good. I don't do it very often, but I think I should probably start doing it more often for sure, because it works.
Yeah, for sure. So is Instagram your main source of advertising?
Yes.
Is that
yes.
how you mostly
and
get your...
my income? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like
I love
number
it.
one. Yeah. It really, it started just, pictures of me with my friends, and then now it's just 100% my career, my business, my art. So it really grew, into
Yes.
this amazing tool.
Yeah, for sure. I love the internet. Everybody gives it such a bad rap. People are like,
Yeah.
people spend so much time on their
No.
phones. I'm like, but I get to make money on my phone.
Oh my gosh, yes. No, it's shocking. Yeah. If people that are listening to us are on Instagram already, but I think it's good, to invest some time in the beginning and grow your page, and it's gonna pay off.
For sure.
For sure.
And now I can hear the questions of my students being like, so how do you grow your Instagram? And they're inspired. So what are your main tips for growing Instagram?
I think what worked for me is some pages started reposting my work, but only I noticed that the work is it was the short videos of the process that I did, or me with my painting. So it's never really just my painting. It's just not what they post, I guess. Or maybe for the scale, I don't know. But it's usually me with my painting.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. And then, short videos. And once these pages with, a ton of followers started reposting it, then I started growing, and I don't even know, how, I guess, once one page reposted, another big page sees it. And I did do some, I paid, I don't remember, the name of the page. It was kind of a while ago. But they contacted me. I know you probably get that all the time too. They're like, hi, you can pay for promotion and we'll post whatever, some 5 posts.
Yeah.
And at first I thought, it's, whatever, it's just, I'm probably just going to lose money. And I think it depends on the page. I think some pages are just scams, and you need to look in the comments and see are there real people commenting, and things like that. So I did pay, and it worked too. I can find the page later. And
please do. Because I've used one. I know I use Artwork in Studio quite a bit. Have you heard of that one? It's basically just an artwork in studio.
So.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
that's my main one. But I need to like, I want to take recommendations from you and everybody else doing it. Because yeah, it does work. And especially for Artist Academy, it also, a lot of artists follow that. So it brings a lot of artists and you can make connections that way. But yeah, I get the message all the time, like, you give me $5, I give you, I post for you.
I know.
Okay. So sometimes I'm like, no. Sometimes I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I feel like it's good to, it's probably good to work with, local people that have like a lot of followers too. So you could like meet up and like do some picture together and like post that. So I'm about to start doing that, but like it's more, time for me to invest instead of just, promoting a post or doing that. So
that's so smart. I just watched, are you on TikTok yet? Or
not yet.
Not yet. Again, yeah, it's my new favorite thing. But
someday.
A bunch of TikTokers, a bunch of kids, they're all like 15, 16, 17, 19, something like that. And they all like kind of grew their following individually. And then they all kind of recently got together and they all blew up. And I'm like, man, these kids are smart these days. Like,
yeah.
Oh, man, so we should do that for art, which is actually kind of what we're doing right now.
That's true. Yeah, it's true. Yeah, I think we should just get better at that. And I know some artists, just contacted me and like she just like sent me a template of things that I could post to post as an inspiration, and like she can post my post in stories. Yes. Yes.
She did the same thing with me. I was
She's
like,
very good at this. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, that's
so
smart.
I mean that's cool. Yeah, and like I love her work. Like I wouldn't post it if I didn't love it. So it's a cool thing to do. But yeah, I don't have time. But yeah, I should probably do that too. Why not?
Yeah, for sure. It's like anything but painting gets like put on like the to-do list, and you're like, maybe. But yeah, that's kind of why we have these conversations too, to just a reminder, of things kind of to do. You give me new ideas, like the whole 7-day challenge of things that make you uncomfortable. I'm gonna do that. You're gonna see that.
Okay, it doesn't have to be uncomfortable. It's just different.
Just different. But okay.
Should still enjoy it.
For sure. Okay. Is there any... Oh, wait, hold on. What are your future art plans and goals? Like, what's in the works right now?
So, some of my 2020 goals was... Okay, one of them was to hire an assistant, which I already done. And it's been amazing. Yes,
how is that? How did you find her? Tell me all the things.
Oh my God. So it was funny because I posted a post about it, that I'm looking for an assistant. And the same day or something that I was selling my bike on Facebook. And it's funny, but I met this girl that bought my bike, and she is an art student in San Francisco. So we started talking, and basically, that's how she got the job.
Wow.
Because I mean, I liked I met her in person, and she was good, and neat, and she did some painting before, so I like that. So that's how it worked.
Yes.
It was easy.
Yeah, for sure. That's so funny. I like to say like fate kind of throws us into these things sometimes.
I know. It's pretty awesome. Yeah. So she helps me with like some basic things like installing hardware, packaging, and like gluing, cutting some things. Of course, I'll need to do all the painting. Basically, it's very helpful.
Yeah, anything but a paintbrush. Just recently, this past year, I kind of just started to explore the idea of like anything that's not painting, if I can like delegate it to someone else, that's what I'm trying to do. And I'm noticing, I was going to talk to you about it a little bit too, just like learning how to communicate certain things, because I'm like, hey, do this, and they think I say this, and then they think I mean this, and it's not. And I'm like, okay, I just gotta
it seems like for us, because we've been doing it for such a long time, it seems like it's, it's easy, it's very straightforward, and but like for people that just, it's their first time doing it, it's like they might have a completely different view on how we're doing it. So yeah, that's like a lot of talking, a lot of explaining, but it works out at the end. Yeah, just
for sure. I'm just reminded of like patience. Like, man, it's preparing me for children.
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
So, last question here, then I will let you go. Is there any advice that you would want to give artists who want to make art their full-time career, but just don't know where to start?
Okay, yeah, that's a long one, but I do give a lot of tips under hashtag. It's Kate Tova Tips. So it's the hashtag Kate Tova Tips in like one word.
Okay.
So, and yeah, there I talk about like kind of how I started and what helped me out, things like that. So, I think, if you're just starting out, it's very good to be involved in your community, and like, it really helped me to, like get a lot of connections through volunteering, because I was doing pictures for, a dog rescue. And that's how like I met a lot of people, and like we did a calendar, so like I met local celebrities, and of course I told everybody that I'm an artist. That's another thing to do, is just like tell people that you're an artist. So, and then that was a big thing for me. And another thing is, very helpful to do auctions, is like to donate your work, to like silent auctions, regular auctions, and like, because usually they're like these fancy galas, with a lot of wealthy people, and it worked amazing for me too. And like I met a lot of wonderful people that way, and I recommend to at least try it.
I so agree. Especially with the live painting thing. I made like a whole tutorial of like how to get the live painting jobs, like where to go and like what to do and everything. Because like around here, like in the Midwest, like it was like kind of a new thing. And I'm like, why is nobody else doing this? This is great. You're in a room full of people who can buy my art. Like they have the means to do it.
It's wonderful. Yeah, you can live paint, or just make a painting and donate it, or like donate a custom painting, which is another cool thing that people love. So I mean, and I guess one of the things that I was obsessed about when I was just starting out is to get in a gallery. I know a lot of you are obsessing over it too, but the best thing is to concentrate on direct sales and like make it work, by selling yourself first. And that's actually how like galleries notice you too, because they see that you start selling your work and then they contact you, which is like unfair, but it's just the way it works. And I mean, just like put your work out there. It's another thing I talk about there. There are a lot of ways to do it now, and online is a great way to. And I mean, I would just say that success takes time, and I've always dreamed about like waking up and being, having a ton of followers and a lot of sales and things like that. But like, things happen pretty slowly, and it's like all the baby steps, and you make a lot of mistakes, but it's okay. And I would just recommend to work really hard, and all the free time that you can get to like paint, to get better, to like contact people, and I don't know, like to not be afraid. I guess that's another thing. Yeah, I'm just like, I was very afraid in the beginning. I'm like,
of everything.
I'm still pretty shy, and like, I'm not that kind of person that just like, I'm just, everywhere and meeting people. Like, it's pretty hard for me.
And I've
But
noticed too, I used to be like, I used to have a job that was very much like promos and like talking to people all day. And now to where I stare at a wall all day or a painting all day, like I don't
I
talk to people as
know.
much. So whenever I do go out, I find it's a little bit harder. I'm like, I'm not used to this.
I
And like,
know, yeah.
man, like my like antisocialness kind of kicks in and I'm like, oh man. So yeah, I can
Yeah.
imagine like, I mean, I think that's with all artists though. Like we love being by ourselves and just
Yeah.
like chilling. And so like it's so just counterintuitive for an artist to be like, nope, you have to go out and promote yourself. It's like,
Yeah,
oh.
no, you have to, yeah, you have to be uncomfortable for a little bit, and it'll be, yeah, it'll be worth it at the end. It's just believe me.
Yeah.
It's really, yeah, about just working really hard, and you will get there eventually.
Yes, you
Just
will get
takes
there.
time.
It does.
Yeah.
Awesome. It does. And I love that that's just a good reminder too, because I know a couple of students that have come in and they just made their website and they just started calling themselves an artist. And they're like, why isn't it happening faster? I'm like, oh girl, like,
I know,
it's gonna be a
I
while.
wish.
Like,
Yeah.
and like there are things you can do to like jump start it, like you were saying, like go out and meet people and just do all this different stuff. But like it is slow. But I mean, it's what's the saying? Like you have to do what most won't do right now so that you can live like most won't live or something like that. But it's so true.
Yeah.
It's like so uncomfortable for the first while, but
Yeah. Oh, another thing is to, I think that's, yeah, what really helped me too is to be like unique and different. And then again, it's like about experimenting and to like stand out, because first I was doing a lot of things that kind of, other artists were doing it too. Even though, yeah, it was like pretty good, but I wasn't different. So that's why I feel like the galleries didn't really pay attention to me. And it was just much harder to like get noticed, I guess, because people wouldn't recognize you if you look, if your art looks just, like, oh, it just looks like the other famous artists, or,
yeah.
if it blends in, it's not good.
Yeah, for sure. So maybe like find your niche and kind of like stay in a niche or something.
It's very good to stand out. It's hard. It's like one of the hardest things, for artists to just just do something completely different that nobody else is doing.
I know, and it's
like
it's such a funny thing too. It's like a pull both ways. It's like, well, you want to create art that sells. Most people will be like, well, I want to create something that sells. Like, well, landscapes sell, and you do that, and you kind of become bland, and you're like, everybody does landscapes.
I mean, any art would sell, because I mean, there's so many people in this world. Like everybody has a different taste and stuff. So any art, you can sell if you want to, but it's just, I feel like, it's about being different, and people will know that, like, if they want this kind of artwork, they will go only to you and not to you. And, they're not going to shop around. Like some client contacted me honestly saying that they tried to like shop around and find something cheaper. And then they ended up emailing me because they couldn't find anything quite like that, which is, it felt good, that's kind of what I wanted.
That's, at least they were honest, I guess.
Yeah, it was funny.
But let's see, I think Ben had a question. He says, do you have more than one signature style?
So I do work in collections. Yeah, I think one of my most famous ones right now, one of my famous styles is the colorful portraits with like the multimedia on it. So, and then there's a new collection now with these flower glitches that I'm doing, which is kind of like this flower explosion thingies. So that's going to be in another collection. And before that, I did a lot of like realistic paintings against the like a gold background. So like I like working in series. That's just my thing. And it's like it's more collectible that way, and people, people still recognize you, and it's cool to kind of like follow your progress, in the stages. I don't know.
Definitely. Someone commented, Andrea, her name's Andrea. She says, "I love your work. It's amazing."
Thank you.
Yeah, everybody's so nice.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, my fans and my clients are so nice.
Yeah.
Love them.
I was gonna say, there's like a ton of just like positivity on Instagram. Do you ever get any hater messages?
Very, very rarely. It's
Me
like
too. I was thinking that the other day.
my boyfriend is shocked. Yeah, he's like, you have so many followers, but like you don't really have like any creeps or some haters commenting. I think it's just different. Yeah, the art community is generally really nice. Like I feel like it's different when it's just girls, posting pictures of themselves. True. And like you can probably get some weirdos that way, but like for us it's just like art. And
yeah, it is kind of a little bit different in that way, huh?
Yeah, so we're lucky.
Yeah.
I mean, of course, yeah, there are sometimes, but very, very rarely. It's just don't pay attention.
No, for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, that's about it. That's all I have, and I just want to thank you for coming on here and spending the almost hour with us and answering all these questions.
Yeah, it's been really fun.
Yeah, I love your Instagram page, and I will continue to follow you and follow along with your adventures.
Thank you.
Awesome, so much positivity.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, well, the podcast is going to air in exactly a week from today, and I'll send you links and everything to it. And can you tell, for all the podcast listeners, them how they can find you? What's your website or Instagram?
So yeah, my website is katetova.com, and my Instagram is Kate_Tova, Tova.
I'm so jealous of your very short last name.
It is actually a short version of my very long last name. Yeah, it is. It is very long.
Oh my gosh, I bet. I didn't even think about that. Russians, you guys.
Yes.
Oh wow, that's an idea.
So, yeah, you can do whatever you want with your last name. It's your art name.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm actually about ready to change my last name because I'm getting married, and I'm like, but my Instagram is Art by Andrea Hart. Thank you. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know what to do, but I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, you can try it out.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Well, thank you again, and I will talk to you later.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.
This episode is sponsored by the Artist Academy Advanced Membership, a program for artists who want to up-level their art game by taking it from a hobby or a side hustle to a full-time six-figure art business. With weekly trainings that include step-by-step proven art business techniques, plus painting tutorials from yours truly, and other guest artists who are masters in their field, you will be well equipped to learn and grow into the highly skilled and highly profitable artist you know you're meant to be. I've figured out what it takes to build my own six-figure art business, and now my heart is set on teaching aspiring artists like you to do the same. It's not hard, but it does require your time and dedication. So, if you're up for the challenge, go to advancedmember.com. That's advancedmember.com to learn more. If you've enjoyed this episode, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. If you review our podcast and send a screenshot of that review to me on Instagram, I am at Art by Andrea Earhart. I will then promote your art on my story and tag you as a little thank you for helping me grow this podcast and our Artist Academy community. I have a reach of over 50,000 on Instagram, so this is a little help me to help you incentive. Also, if you ever want your questions answered in real time by myself or featured guests, then just hop on over to facebook.com/groups/Artist Academy to check out the schedule every Tuesday to catch us on live. I'll see you next week.